Hello, my most amazing artist. Today we are going to learn more about optical illusion art, or you could call it op art for short. Optical illusion art is a style of visual art that uses optical illusions. They are usually abstract, and a lot of the times they're in black and white, but they can be in color as well. They give the impression of movement, hidden images, flashing or vibrating patterns, or swelling or warping. They are meant to trick, confuse, and excite the eye. So you might see movement where there isn't any, or you might see some warping or some interesting things going on. We are going to create our own op art of our hand, making it look 3D on a 2D piece of paper. This is going to give the illusion of form. Form in art is giving something depth. So not only does it have length and width, but it also has depth or looks three-dimensional. So first I'm going to trace around my hand with my pencil. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because like I did here, you can always make some edits and make it look a little nicer and neater later on. Then, after you have traced your hand on your page, what you are going to do next is to trace around it with a Sharpie marker. So I'm going around my hand with a Sharpie. Then what I am going to do afterwards is I am going to start making my lines. That is where the optical illusion is going to start to come in. So after I've traced and erased here, I am going to use a ruler to measure 1-inch sections all along each side of my paper. So you can see I'm just making a little dashed mark where 1 inch is. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, making a mark where 1 inch is on the sides. Then I'm going to use my pencil and I am going to trace from one dot to the next. Now I'm going to skip over my hand for now, so just stop and hop your pencil when you hit your hand. Stop, hop, stop, and hop. So after you do that across your whole paper, we are going to use some more curved lines on our hand. So the ones in the background are straight, then the ones on your hand will be curved. So each time where I stopped and hopped my pencil, I am going to add a curve on each of my fingers, my thumb, and across my hand. So you see how I'm still going from one side to the other, connecting the lines in the background, but using a curve this time instead. That way, it'll make your hand look like it is popping up off of your page. Then I'm going to go ahead and trace all of those pencil lines once I'm happy with them. So I'm going over. If you need to use a ruler for your background again, that's okay. Use those tools to your advantage. Then once I am done, I am going to stop for the day. You'll see that it looks like it's jumping up at you, and it looks like it's rounded. We're going to color these next time, but if you have some extra time today, you might consider trying out an optical illusion heart for some free draw time. Next time, we'll color our hand. All right, boys and girls, it's day 2 of our art project. We are going to begin coloring this time. What we are going to do is we are going to use some value or light and dark of a color. So I'm going to further the illusion that my hand is 3D or popping up off of the paper, giving it form and depth by going a little darker on the edges, and then it gets lighter in the center. So if you remember when we learned how to blend and shade with colored pencils, that's exactly what we're doing here. Then your stripes in the background can just be a solid color. So those don't have to get lighter or darker. You just make those one solid color. The important part is that we try and make the color on our hand look 3D using light and dark. So again, starting darker and then getting lighter in the center. You'll go ahead and color each section. I chose to do a pattern when I was coloring, but you don't have to do that if you don't want. You could choose random colors, you could do a rainbow, you could choose the colors of your favorite sports team. It is totally up to you what you would like to do with this and how you want to color it. You could even do black and white if you want, just by using a black colored pencil. So I'm going ahead and I'm coloring in my fingers now. And remember, we want to start darker on the edges of our hand and then lighter in the center. So the same thing applies to our fingers, how I am going darker on each edge and then lighter in the middle. Then you are all finished coloring, and voila, you have created your own op art masterpiece.